This is the factory here.
Vicki Smeltzer is one of 220 garment workers losing their jobs at this Triumph Apparel factory in York, Pennsylvania.
I can't say that I was totally caught off guard. Many of the other people were, because they'd seen the company go down before and come back up.
Triumph Apparel makes workout and dance clothing under the brand name Danskin.
It's a pair of girl shorts.
Vicki says the banking crisis has made it impossible for Triumph Apparel to obtain loans to continue its operations.
Little boundary dresses.
This is the 5th time Vicki has lost a job in the garment industry. In the past, it was easy for her to find new work, but times have changed.
You just went down the street or, half a mile away or whatever, and there was another sewing factory you could get into and start right up again. It was a lot of them around. And, of course, now there are almost none. You could count on one hand.
York is a small industrial city north of Washington, D.C. Unemployment in the York area has increased to 7.3%. That is still below the national rate, which is above 8%. Manufacturing accounts for between 30 and 40% of York's economy and has been trending downward over the past decade. Well-known international brands like Harley-Davidson and Tyco recently cut hundreds of jobs in the area. Bob Jensensius with the York Chamber of Commerce is still optimistic. He says York has diversified over the years, and with some luck, there could be a turnaround late in 2009.
And what happens in China, what happens in India, what happens in Europe affects what happens in York, Pennsylvania.
Employment counselor Alan Vandersloot works with the York County chapter of the United Way, a charity. He says finding work in today's economy is not easy, but certain sectors like healthcare and the service industries are hiring. He says workers need to be willing to learn new skills.
When we have major layoffs such as even Harley-Davidson, that doesn't bode well for the community, but there are some major employers in York County that are hiring in specific jobs.
Didn't see this before.
Vicki has been thinking about a career change, but at 58, she is concerned her age could discourage employers.
Is it realistic if it's going to take a year or two to really acclimate you to a new job, to hire you, and by that year or two's over, you might be ready to say, I'm going to retire?
It is a common theme across the country as workers try to adapt and find industries where the jobs are. Vicki is somewhat optimistic about her prospects.
I guess it depends on your own personality as to how you can deal with that. I just kind of take it as another bump in the road and get up and go again.
Jeff Swicord, VOA News, York, Pennsylvania.